Happy Monday, Elle. Happy Monday. Glad you're returning from Sunday. Thank you. Hi, Bridget. How are you? Happy Monday to you. You all hear me okay? I think so. Seems like I have an echo. All right. Thank y'all for being here on a Monday with me. I had all intentions of connecting with you all yesterday, and then I overcommitted myself and was exhausted, so it didn't work out. But happy to be here with you all on this Sunday. Hi, Stephen. Yeah, did I say Monday or Sunday? Happy Monday to you. Hi, Mara. Good evening. Kimberly, happy Monday. Glad to have you here live. WLJ, howdy, howdy. Happy Monday, everybody. I think you all hear me okay. The echo might be in this room. I am in an Airbnb. As I shared yesterday, the contractor came and cut the power at the tiny house. So I had to leave and come to an Airbnb. So I am here for that. Thank you very much, Bridget. Audra, happy Monday. Severa, thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, Linda. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, good people. Happy to see y'all here on this Monday. All right, let me do my intro before I get started chatting with you all. For those of you all new to the space, my name is Jewel. This is Miss Bohemian Soul TV. As I introduce myself, I always say I built a fancy tiny house in 2015 because I don't believe you have to give up luxury to go tiny. And since that time, I have shared my journey to hopefully inspire others who are interested in the movement. I do offer coaching and consultations to help others in their tiny house journey. And once this video is live, you will be able to find ways to connect with me down in the description. All of the links that you'll need to get on my calendar. And as I'm doing all of the things, I do also serve up a lot of representation in the movement. I do want us to see ourselves in this movement and to be part of this movement and all of the things. And I will always say, if you find this information helpful and the video helpful, I hope you will like it, you'll share it, and you will subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so that you'll know when we're over here chatting and talking and doing all the things and when content is available. So happy Monday. Thank y'all for being here with me. I hate I had to miss yesterday. I had all of the plans and was ready to connect with you all, and then the contractor messaged me to say he was on his way over to the tiny house to cut the power. And I didn't want to have to try to tell him to come back later. When contractors are on their way, you want to get them while the going is good. So that's what we had to do. So I didn't have Wi-Fi or power. Good evening. Hi, Judith. Happy Monday to you. Soul Collective community, as we're doing all the speaking, so I say hello to everybody, even though that bothers some folks, but we have manners over here. We're a community over here, so we're saying hello and chatting with each other because we like each other. So anyway, I I am not going to be on long tonight. Today was the beginning of the work for getting my tiny house ready for moving. It is moving on Wednesday, so today, so yesterday the power was cut. Today the contractors started with the detaching of the sunroom and the screened-in porch, detaching it from the actual tiny house. So I've shared with you all that it was built attached to the house, not into the house or not impacting the integrity of the tiny house. It was attached to the house. And thankfully, I built it that way. When I built, I didn't have intention of moving it. I've shared that several times. But fortunately, I did build it, I guess, in the back of my mind, a smart way so that it could be detached, which is happening, started happening today. And exactly, Bridget, a contractor who was early. And so today the contractors came and started the detaching piece of it. This is a major move. All of my moves are major, but major in the sense that it's always, my tiny house is my baby. So when I'm getting ready to move it, I get all in my feelings. But this one is really, really a big move because that piece, the sunroom space and the screened porch have to be put on a trailer to move them. That's going to be just like a traditional house move. And it also has to be cut. If you think about the way the structure is attached to my house, it is like a backward L. So it wraps around the back of the house and then it comes up the front side of it. So it's really like a backward L. I've shared the picture here before. And so that long piece, the bottom of what would be the backward L, is wider than would be allowed on a truck. And so they're actually going to have to cut the structure um, in half to put two long pieces on a truck. So width is the challenge for moving things. If you think of the lane on the highway, the width of that single lane is what you're um, focused on for moving stuff. And if you're going to do something that's bigger that will be outside of that lane, that's when you have to do permits and you have to have those lead cars and things. And so I didn't want to, and then depending on how wide it is, like if you go over a certain point, then you also might need a police escort. And so y'all know I didn't want to get the folks involved in any of that. So they are cutting it. It actually did the cut today. And it wasn't as bad as I imagined it was going to be. I actually felt like I was going to feel it myself. But so they did the detaching of it today. And then on Wednesday, they'll come back. The folks that are going to move the attachment will be there, as well as the folks who are going to move the tiny house. And so, kind of a coordinated effort, they'll have to move that attachment out a little bit to give it a little bit of space for the tiny house to move out. And they will, like, two of the wheels have to be put back on my tiny house. They're up underneath the structure, but I had to take them off. It's not a good idea to let the house just sit on the wheels, and in order to tie it down, I took a couple of the wheels off, and so they'll have to put the wheels back on, check out the axles, the trailer, all of that stuff, and then everybody starts their move process. And so Catherine is asking me, how am I feeling about everything overall? Um, Thank you. That is a good segue, and I'm going to take that as my segue. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. Happy Monday. Thank you so much, Danielle. Thank you about the scarf and my earrings. I appreciate y'all. Welcome, new community member, Deborah. I know that's Deborah because you got the. I'm trying to get folks' name right. So welcome, Deborah. Happy to have you here with the Soul Collective community. Thank you, Bridget. Bridget is on it. She already welcomed you, Deborah. So how am I feeling? That is a good segue because this was the title of this was moving with grace and trusting the process, and not moving with gratitude, not grace. Moving with gratitude and trusting the process, but always there's some grace in there too. I'm feeling really good. My gratitude, there's a lot of gratitude here for me. Hi, Pat. Um, there's so much gratitude for me in this process. If I just take it back to um, so December 1st, which was yesterday, December 1st last year is when I noticed something was happening in my chest. And I went to the doctor and told him something was happening in my chest. Something was causing me to be anxious. It happened at work. I was very anxious, and something was happening. And December 1st of 2023, and he told me it wasn't anything there. I was fine, and he was absolutely wrong. And I had the mini stroke December the 23rd. He was absolutely wrong. And so to be here December 1st, December 2nd, and to be in the process of moving my house, there's so much gratitude there for me because um, December 23rd could have gone so differently for me. Hey, Crystal, happy Monday. Hi, B. December 23rd, having a mini stroke. The two operations could have all gone so differently for me. And so to be here 365 days later, and I'm in the process of moving my house, is absolute gratitude. Gratitude for this opportunity, gratitude for, hey Shay, happy Monday. Gratitude for, as I've shared with you all, I consider that mini stroke or TIA to be a life quake. And we talked about a life quake earlier a few months ago, where it's something that majorly happens that could be very bad. It could be, it starts out as something really bad, and then it ends up being something that is life changing for the better, a life quake. And so that is absolutely what experiencing that TIA, the mini stroke, has been for me. Prior to experiencing that, I kind of knew I wanted to. Crystal, the same for you with you. I knew I wanted to move my house from the perspective of I was isolated, but I also wouldn't, interestingly enough, wouldn't allow myself, and I may have shared this, wouldn't allow myself to consider moving it because I'd spent so much money in the build. It wasn't, the structure wasn't built to be moved. I was kind of giving myself like, I don't even know if I want to call it hard love, but I wasn't allowing myself to consider dreaming a new dream, which is something, I say everybody gets to dream a new dream. I wasn't allowing myself to dream a new dream because I was just kind of like, you've done this thing, you just need to figure it out, move through this, you deal with it, and not allowing myself to consider even exploring moving the house because I was thinking, that'll be a waste of money, all of those things. I was just being really hard on myself. And so where before I would tell someone, absolutely, dream a new dream, I wasn't giving myself that grace. And so that's again where the grace comes in here, moving with grace and moving with gratitude. So to be here 365 days later and be in the process of moving my house, because now it is not just about isolation, it is also about safety and being in closer into, I would say, moving from rural to a suburban area, being able to be more connected, and being able to do this. I'm not working, so on a disability, being able to actually have this work out so that I can afford to do it, when really, like, from a logical perspective, the better time to do this would have been when I was gainfully employed, if you think about it from a what makes sense from a financial perspective. So my gratitude is, I said to my therapist the other day, it's just like I feel like I'm bubbling over with gratitude because to be here 365 days, um, almost 365 days later, and to be in this good space that I'm in, and to be moving my home to a better location, and have figured out how to navigate moving all of that, and things just kind of um, going well is just the gratitude. And I was um, having a conversation. So when I was thinking about my gratitude, because one of the things I've also figured out, and you all may have, I think I've shared this with you all, like there's so many changes for me post the stroke that and, I've shared my memory and my word recall, but I've always been a crier. Like I would cry. Like I've always said I can be angry and I'm gonna cry. Like I've been in fights and I'm I'm crying just because I've been that's part of my emotion. But post the TIA, my crying is just off the chain. Um, and the when I was talking to my therapist and my doctor about it, it's like the obviously a stroke impacts your brain, and so some of the things actually change. And so it seems like for me, my emotion has gone from 100% to 150%, if that's even possible. And so I was having this conversation like it is just the small things that I'll recognize and get all choked up and teary about. And so I was having a conversation with a friend who had something happen within their life that could have led to death, but it didn't. Um, and she was so bent out of shape about, and not saying the thing wasn't bad, but she was so um, focused on being angry about this thing when I pointed out it could have been so much worse. Like it could have actually led to death. And there has to be a place where you say thank you, where you recognize the gratitude in that this could have been so much worse. And I have to have some gratitude that it isn't. And start from a place of thankfulness there and then move forward. And we kept having the conversation about that because that wasn't anything that was registering with her. She wanted to focus on all of the bad things associated there, and the gratitude piece of it wasn't registering. And so I started looking up um, gratitude, and but this happened right before Saturday night when I was trying to think about what we talk about on Sunday, and I was looking at the the things like gratitude actually changes you physically. So being in a place of repeated gratitude and recognizing the the blessing of small things, big things. Just there's so many things around us all day, every day that we could recognize and be grateful for. And practicing gratitude, I looked it up, and it shows that the gratitude actually changes your brain. Being in a practice of gratitude changes your brain. It releases, I did a screenshot, releases neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which are associated with feelings of pleasure and happiness. Um, it reduces stress, being in a practice of gratitude, and it affects your brain to reduce stress. It gives you a positive focus, improves your mood, and then it an increase in the neuromodulation of the prefrontal cortex, the brain site. Um, Physically, their physical changes. It strengthens the connections in the area of the in the area of the brain associated with positive emotions, and weakens those tied to negative emotions. It actually changes you, and that actually changes your mood when you focus on the positive instead of the negative. When you look at something that could be absolutely terrible, and you can find something in there that is a bright side of it. when I said to you all a few months ago, for me, reframing having a stroke to not why did this happen to me, but why is this happening for me? And then reading about a life quake and understanding that sometimes out of terrible things come good things. Um, Many years ago, I remember my sister shared an analogy that a therapist had shared with her about a forest, and when there's a devastating forest fire, and everything that you're looking at is burned up, it's charred, it's terrible. But then you go back a few years later, and that forest will have come back, and it's lush, and it's just an amazing place. When just a few whatevers ago, it was this charred mess. And so out of that bad thing, something beautiful appears, and that is a life quake, and that is an opportunity to have some gratitude for the small piece of why is this happening, why is this happening for me and not to me. And it's not all it's a hard place to be, to try to find gratitude, but to start practicing that, actually it then becomes more of your natural practice. It's something that it's not so hard for you to do, because it's how you look at the world. It reshapes your brain, it reshapes you as a person, and it is also part of that attraction, moving in gratitude. As you're seeing the good things and you're grateful for the good things, then more good things start happening. And so I am grateful for these this almost 365 days of this life quake, and the way things have shifted in a direction that I absolutely did not see. I was um, asking, and I've said, be careful of what you ask for and how you ask for it. I ask for God to show me how. I specifically said her name, how to get away from my then manager, and help me be able to move more in what I feel is my purpose. And and that's where I am 365 days later. I don't know that I imagined that it would be via having a mini stroke. Like that wasn't on the list of when I said show me how. But you don't always get to pick how you're shown things. And 10 of 10, I don't necessarily recommend having a mini stroke, for sure. But here I am. And I'm grateful for the life quake that it was. I am grateful for the change that it has made in me as a person, and the way it has changed life around me. And so I made it through all of that, and I just got teary, y'all. I did good. Um, I know I saw some comments. Hello, Carolina Care Community. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Deborah said I was right with my pronunciation. Deborah, Bridget, I did good. Welcome again. Um, let's see. Is it Irene? That Y has me a little thrown off. Let me see. Is that what I think it might be? Irene? Mm, help me out here. I am new to your channel and very excited with all of your videos. All my blessings to you and everyone on this beautiful community. Thank you so much. Um, Kimberly, you had a TIA in 2021. Yes, a life quake. There's a beautiful book that I read, that I have shared with this group. It's over there somewhere, about a life quake. And it I've read it. I actually took the book with me and read it in San Miguel, and it was everything. Um, Thank you, Bridget. It's an excellent book. Oh, thank you, Audra. Thank you so much, Audra, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, PR. Um, um, Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Crystal. Um, so the to talk about the build, moving with gratitude and moving in trusting the process. So it does, Shay. It gratitude shifts your paradigm, alters the experience. Absolutely. Hi, Denise. I haven't seen your name in a while. Yes, I am still in my tiny home. That's what I'm talking about. Moving. I'm moving it. Um, Tracy is saying, I'm a therapist, and reframing is an intervention of the narrative therapy theory. It can set you free and give you a chance to rewrite your story. I'm happy for you. Absolutely. That is what I'm living. Absolutely. Thank you, Kim. Welcome, Kim. Um, Hi, Cassandra. Hey, your name always throws me off. I have to see your last name to figure out who you are. Happy Monday to you. Um, so yes, the Tracy, it can, like you said, rewrite your story. That's exactly what I feel like. I'm rewriting my story. Um, and the piece of it for me that is beautiful is I can the part of my daily meditation, my daily prayer, is to help me be a better listener, for direction, and for me to be able to find my helpers and my guides, and to make sure I can recognize my helpers and my guides. And that listen, it is so much, things are pointed out so much clearer for me now, because that is, I'm in active listening mode, I would say. And when I think about the gratitude for this place, I have, three different contractors who are doing this house move. So I have one company that's moving the tiny house, another company that's moving the attached structure, and then I have a contractor who's doing the detachment and putting it all back together. Um, Except for the tiny house moving company, I found everybody from Googling and searching, referrals on social media. So I didn't have any experiences with them before. And they are fabulous. They are phenomenal. And as you all can imagine, I am, um, probably a difficult customer, because I want to, I, I understand. I know how I want these things to happen. This house is my absolute baby, so I want it to be cared for in in a certain manner. I also want to be able to have conversations with people who are professional and can keep me in the loop of all of the things. And the bonus for me has been, that both of these companies, their front person is a so contractors are often very difficult to work with, because from a timing perspective, from I've got 5 questions, I ask my 5 questions and maybe one will get answered. Communication often sucks with contractors, men. And I'm not trying to, I'm not, this is known fact, so I'm not being, um, whatever the word is, y'all know the word. I'm not being, is it a female chauvinist? I'm not being that. Um, Contractors are just difficult to work with from a communication standpoint. Both of these contractors have women that are handling the business side of this, and the women are who I've been communicating with. And when I tell you these women are on point with responding to emails, answering all the questions, following up, providing detailed information, all of the things. This has been a very beautiful experience for me, in that I feel very comfortable in being kept in the loop and my questions answered, and that they understand exactly what needs to be done. And then the men, so these women are communicating well with the men who are actually doing the work. One of my friends laughed because I had everybody on a Zoom call. And my friend was like, "Who gets contractors on a Zoom call?" I was like, "I get contractors on a Zoom call because I wanted to, I wanted everybody to hear the same thing and um, hear the same thing and be in communication and conversation with each other, so we were all on the same page. This experience has just been fabulous, in something that is really scary for me, like detaching this structure and cutting it in half and then moving it almost an hour away, like all of those things, like who does that, but me. So to I feel very comfortable, and it is part of the trusting the process, where I said I'm listening. I also, I didn't want to force any of this. I didn't want to, this has come together so organically. Like I said, finding the people, even from the cost perspective, I shared that I had gotten one quote that was at least 3, 4 times what, I'm actually spending, and then the woman who, I'm working with, that's moving the attached structure, she actually, had her guy come out after I had just stopped talking to assess it and give me a quote, which was, um, doable, and who I ended up working with. And so it is one of those things where it is coming together, and it's not me pushing it. It is coming together as I'm listening and I'm being guided, and I feel like, again, trusting that process, and trusting that things are working for my better good, even when I'm really not putting in the effort, or where I'm just trying to make sure things are moving as they should without me pushing them, I guess is what I'm saying. Crystal is saying she's got ads popping up. I don't know what's happening. Um, um, WLJ says, "It's not that I like to see you cry, but it makes me so happy for you to discover what is on the other side of your tears. Truthfully, they encourage me to keep expecting great things to come." Um, I think I cry every day. Happy tears, though, um, I do. I cried this morning, um, getting to the tiny house. The guys there working, I was like, this is happening. This is really happening. This is really happening. So yeah, WLJ, it's something that happens all the time. I don't know why y'all are getting ads. I don't think that is anything that I'm doing. Um, Thank you, Bridget. Um, because thank you, Sonia. I'm not being petty when I was dealing with women. Dealing with contractors, or it's a lot. So I'm happy that, that this is going well. Hi, Key. Happy Monday. Hi, Royal. Yes, I am here. I am here. I am here. Um, I appreciate. Thank you, Pat. Um, Silver Shirley says, "I'm always watching your channel but never commenting. So on this day, I say hello, Jewel, a queen indeed." You got a comment over here. Welcome. We can't tell you hello and welcome if you're not commenting. So welcome, Silver Shirley. We're happy to have you here. Thank you very much. Um, Roya says, "I have cry o'clock every day. It's healthy." Yeah. Thank you, Crystal. I it's gonna happen. I have gotten to the point now where I, am embracing it. Um, it is where, like I say, where I feel like I'm just bubbling over in gratitude. So the tears are gonna come. So the detaching of the house happened Today, Wednesday, is the big move. They're getting started early. I'm going to be there. I have a friend who's coming to do some drone coverage, so I should have some video for you all. I'll be there as they're doing all the things, and then I'm going to ride off into the sunset and let them move and meet them over at the new spot. Like I don't want to see it going down the road. I don't want to do any of that. Um, and then I'm not exactly sure. Um, Key, I'm sorry I threw you off. Yesterday was going to start at 8:30, and then I moved it to 8. I am so sorry. Um, Thank you. I am sorry I threw you off, Key. Um, you're welcome, Silver Shirley. So we'll move it. I should have power at least on Wednesday. And then I'm not exactly sure about the water and all the things and how long it's going to take them to reattach the sunroom space and screened in porch. But if I have power and water, I can still be in the tiny house. So we'll see. I'm going with the flow and not pushing anything. Thank you so much. Um, I like that diamond water. So yeah, the I'm literally moving in gratitude and trusting the process. I'm looking forward to the new space. As I've shared before, I would never move in winter. It's cold. Well, and it hasn't been cold here. It got cold all of a sudden, but it's usually cold. The ground is hard. All of that stuff. But this time, I wanted to make this move happen so by springtime I can be in place at the new place. I also really wanted to have this happen prior to our changes in the country in January. I want to be in place um, and out of. So where I am now is really rural. Where I am relocating to, I would say, is more of a suburb, um, not an urban city space, but more of a suburb or one of those places where this as a city keeps growing, it kind of takes over that space. So it is somewhere between rural and an urban space, and so um, I'm excited about that and want to be in place. I don't know about these ads. Um, I don't know what's happening. I'll have to look into it to see. I've not experienced that, so I don't know what's happening. Hi, Robert. Haven't seen you in a while. Or thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Absolutely. So y'all are getting ads. I don't know what the ads are. I have to try to look into that. I don't know if it's something that I'm doing. I didn't sign up for anything um, or change anything. Hi, Tampa's Creek. Hello, hello, hello. So that's what I'm doing. So by next Sunday, I'll be somewhere. The house will be in place. I'll either be in the house or at an Airbnb waiting for things to be put back together. But I am excited. I think when I think about moving the house, it never gets easier to move a house, to move a tiny house, even when it's built on wheels. This is um, no different in that regard. Thank you, Danielle. Hi, welcome. I have professionals, and I'm leaning into to them doing their work and knowing what they do and trusting the folks that are moving attached piece have excellent reviews. So I'm feeling good about it. Feeling really good about it. Um, and I thank y'all for the love. I will share my sad part is leaving my little cats, and they know something is happening. I remember when I had Nina, my dog, and I'd be packing to do something. Um, she'd she her my energy would be such that she'd figure out something was going on, and so she'd be real clingy. Um, and so I see that in the cats. They are have been around so much more than normal. And so today they were out there hanging out with me. So I'm sad to leave them. But I'm also not a cat person, so I can't take them. I've read that it's not good to rehome feral cats, which I wouldn't want to do, but the to rehome feral cats and take them out of the environment that they're used to take them to a new environment isn't good for them. And I don't think I'd try that anyway, unless if I was a cat person who was going to take them inside, then that would be an option. But that would also be making feral cats be inside cats, and that doesn't sound like a good idea to me anyway. And so I am not taking them, but I'll go back and visit them. I know, Crystal. So that is the sad piece of it. But I also recognize that it is. They were there before I got there, and they've survived, and they will keep surviving, and hopefully I'll be able to see them when I go back and visit them. Thank you so much, Yvette. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what else? That's all I got. I'll keep y'all posted on all of the things. It's going down in just 2 days, and it'll be good. It's gonna be good. It's major, but it's gonna be good. I'm gonna miss them too, Crystal, a whole lot. They have been my only friends out there. So I'm going to miss them a lot. They have been really sweet and have taken care of mice and snakes so that I didn't have to deal with them. So I appreciate them so much. But yeah, we so next Sunday I'll have an update. Um, I know it'll be a good one, and then I'll keep you all posted. I'll share some videos and all of the things. And I plan to share kind of how I prep for the move. I'll talk about that, like the logistics. Um, this has been, um, yeah, this has been, it's moving a tiny house on wheels. Getting that ready for moving is not like having to pack up a house. And move stuff out, because most of the stuff that you're moving, hi Rosalind, moving in the tiny house can stay in the house. It's just a matter of securing things so they don't, like I take pictures off the wall, securing things so that they don't move around and break. And so like glasses out of the cabinets, I take glasses out, but I can put all of that stuff, like wrap it up, put all of that stuff in a box inside the tiny house. And so I might put it over in the tub or in the floor in the tiny house. And pictures I take off the wall, and I'll put them like in my loft on my mattress. So things like it's not necessarily taking things out, it is more of securing things. And but that has been totally different from the structures that will have to be detached and moved, because those spaces needed to be empty. So it was more of like a traditional move, packing stuff up and moving it out of that space. And for those spaces, I rented a pod to place that stuff in. So it's a different type of I've got a traditional move and a tiny house move happening, but I'll share about, share some of that information. And yeah, Crystal is saying maybe there'll be some strays where you're going to. So, Crystal, you've been around long enough, so this is not my first interaction with some cats. Cats seem to be drawn to me. So, if you go back to 2018 at the location where you came to visit me, if you, I shared it on social media. There was a cat that used to come around. This was when Nina was smaller. There was a cat that would come around every day and sit outside the window and look in the window and like, what y'all doing in there? And then the cat started coming around to the screened-in porch and started climbing up the screens on the screened-in porch. And the cat was like, "Can y'all let me in?" That cat came every day, and Nina and the cat would look at each other, and she'd be looking back at me like, "Can you open the door and let the cat in?" And it's like, "No, cat can't come in." And that cat probably did that for 2 or 3 weeks. Like, the cat came every day. And one of my friends felt so bad for the cat. She came and we worked on trapping the cat. So then that part was funny because one day she kept trying to tell me to trap the cat. And so I opened the door to the screened-in porch, and the cat came in. And so I shut the door, and the cat lost its mind and was bouncing all around. And I was in there with the cat, and it was like both of us almost died that day because I hurry up and open that door so that cat could get out of there. And it was like that did not go well because both of us almost died. But she came and she caught the cat. She trapped the cat, and she took the cat to the vet, and the cat lives with her to this day. Um, I cannot think of she named the cat, was the street I lived on Ossie. I think the cat's name is Ossie Desiree, something like that. Um, because Desiree is my middle name. I think that's the cat's name. So the cat has lived with her since 2018. And the funny thing about said cat is when I have gone over to her house, the cat won't even interact with me now. Like, the cat is all bougie and won't have anything to do with me. But it has been living its best life inside, as her cat. So she bought another cat after she got that cat, and so they're the best of buds. And the cat has lived fabulously with her since 2018. So there is something about cats that are attracted to hanging out with me, but I am not a cat person. So they they can't come in at all. But I'm sure there will be some more cats around. Thank you, Pamela. Hi, your name is new here. Welcome. Happy to see you here. Um, B is saying this experience is showcasing the fluidity of tiny house living. Your expertise with these things is amazing. Thank you. I that's one of the things that kind of resonates with me as well, because I've always said that my house has wheels for a reason. So when I felt the need to move, or things weren't going as expected in a previous place, I've always said, like, that's part of my justification. And my house has wheels for a reason. So this isn't, the place for me. And I've moved my home. And so I agree that the fluidity has allowed me to make different decisions, even though I built a structure that wasn't necessarily made to move, because I'm used to being able to move my tiny house. My thought process was different, and so absolutely, I agree with that. That I it was a consideration that I was open to exploring. The beauty for me and the bonus for me is that I always get to take the house that I adore into new spaces. And that is such a beautiful thing for me, that I'm not having to recreate the space or the house, that I get to take this structure that I absolutely adore to new spaces. Royal is saying I look rested and I'm glowing. That might be fatigue, because I'm a little tired, but I think it's probably joy, for sure, because I'm close to all of the things. Um, oh, Yvette is saying you left. Moving and downsizing is absolutely labor, but it's an excellent time to reassess and reevaluate what you have, and make new plans and sell things and all of this stuff. So absolutely, sending you much love in your process. Um, now I understand why Robert. Now I understand why Crystal hollered at you. I was trying to figure out what Robert had done. I'm not even. Thank you, Crystal. Um, I'm a cat lady deep inside. That's so funny. They apparently there's something about me and cats that we have a thing. Um, yes, Mar, that cat was like, absolutely not. They are. I open the door, cat walks in. Like I didn't push you in here, and then it lost its mind. That cat lost its mind inside there. Um, Key saying, make sure you say goodbye, and knowing you will probably cry. You can bet money on that one. The So in trusting the process, I have shared with you all that this spot that I'm going to is um, a little more out in the open than I normally would like it to be. Um, I am trusting that all goes well with that. Again, I've said I've not forced any of this. I have been guided and directed each at every step of this process. So I'm also trusting that that will work out for my greater good. My former home, fortunately, is land that a friend owns, and so I don't necessarily want to have to go back, but the added benefit for me is I know I can if I know I can. I would look for other options because I don't want to be that isolated, but it is a good feeling knowing that I can. I don't want to spend the money to have to go back, but knowing that I can is a good feeling. Um, but yes, I am. I intend to say goodbye. Um, I have needed to be in that space to grow and to get to be where I am now. Um, that the space absolutely took care of me in a way that I so appreciate. Um, I needed that. I needed the isolation at some point in my growth process, and to connect with um, the land like I had the opportunity to do. Royal is just saying that. That's exactly that land really served you. Absolutely. Thank you, Royal. That is exactly what I was trying to say in so many words. I needed to be there. The land took care of me. The land took care of me even as I experienced the mini stroke. That absolutely. Thank you, Royal, for saying that succinctly for me. Um, Silver Shirley is saying your move is going to be steadfast and unremovable in all things positive. Thank you. Your beautiful home belongs to you, not the landlord who is constantly increasing the rental costs. Yeah, so fortunately, I don't have any landlord issues, but I'm grateful for that, but absolutely, thank you for the wishes on my move. 007. Thank you, Crystal. Evelyn Golden. Hi. How are you? Panama City. Say hi to my Panama. Um, Silver Shirley is saying, I carry the resiliency and strength of a lioness. It has always been said that cats have 9 lives. And I'm also a Leo, so that might be my cat connection. So thank you. Um, Maybe Royal. Maybe. We hope it's all for positive. Definitely nothing not for my good. All right, good people. Thank y'all for chatting with me. Um, I appreciate you all as always. I thank y'all for showing up for me on a Monday because I know you don't have to. And just thank y'all. Um, I am excited to get into this space, to get settled in. There's so many things I want to um, focus on from a tiny house, education, work perspective, stuff that we'll be doing over in the Patreon community. In as I um, work on a new platform for connection, like there's just so much that I want to do, and being in this new space will re-energize me to be able to do that work. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Royal. I appreciate that. Pat, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Hey, Stephanie. Glad to see you. So the being in space, being in that space and getting re-energized and being able to put that piece behind me will allow me to focus on the things that I want to do from the tiny house space and perspective. Some upcoming things that I am um, excited to get going for you guys, and so looking forward to that. Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate that. I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much. Um, Thank you, thank you, thank you. What else, people? Good people. Maybe I look forward to talking to y'all on Sunday. Maybe I'll have an update um, sooner than that to let you all know that we've arrived. But I appreciate all the good wishes. Um, Silver Shirley, the super chats. They are. Um, Oh, I don't know where they are in the comment. Don't start me the line or how you do it. I think it's in an option over in the chat function, but don't start me the line. Let me, I can also um, I'll drop a link if you want to do something different. Thank you very much. Um, Yvette is saying if you're leaving a space that served you so well, it means the next place will take you to a higher level. Blessings. I love that. I agree with that. And I appreciate that. I received that, and I absolutely speak that into existence. One of the things that I've wanted to do at the current space is an outside dinner, and so and I chatted about that with a few folks that I want to do like a dinner on the land. And as I have looked at this new space, I recognize that that is the space that I want to have the dinner on the land, and so I'm looking forward to that as well. Um, so yeah, I agree that we are going into different spaces. Hi, Melissa. Yes, you once this goes live, it'll be out there for you to watch it. So thank you for watching it. I appreciate you catching up. Happy Monday. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope you had a beautiful time with family last week for our Indigenous Peoples Day. And I will talk to you all soon. I will have some updates and some pictures for you all, and be back here with you all on Sunday. And so thanks for being here, and I hope you all have a good rest of the week. Thanks, y'all.